Now, lecture 2. Now, in the lecture 2, we will be discussing about the units of the electric current. The electric current's unit is ampere. What is it? The unit of charge is coulomb. The unit of potential difference is volt. And we have to discuss lots more on it. And also, we will be using simple formulas and do a small numerical questions also. Let's do it. So the first is I need to define about the physical quantities. Now, what are the physical quantities? Like physical quantities are the distances, time, mass, then current, luminous intensity, then you have got moles. All these are called as the physical quantities, right? So anything that can be measured is called as a physical quantity. So examples as the distance, it is a physical quantity. Time, that is a physical quantity. Then you have got love, care. All these are not the physical quantity because it cannot be measured. So anything which can be measured is called as a physical quantity. Now let us talk about the units. Units are the systems of measurement. So it can be done in the earlier days. It was either the MKS system or it is also CGS system. We have learned in earlier classes. We have learned about this meter MKS. MKS का मतलब क्या होता है? It is meter, kilogram and second. And what about CGS? It is centimeter, gram and second. Now there is a system of unit which is accepted world over, and this is called as the standard international unit system, or this system is accepted all over the world. Now let us talk about the units which is used in the electricity. The first is coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of the electrical charge, right? Now it is given in the honor of the great scientist Christopher Coulomb, and charge is measured by coulomb. Now, you would like to know what exactly you mean by 1 coulomb of charge. To understand this, let us take 2 point charges. Let it be both plus and let them be of equal magnitude. The magnitude is same. They are placed in vacuum, and then the distance between them is approximately 1 meter. Sorry, the distance between them is 1 meter, and they repel each other with a force of 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton. Then each charge is called as 1 coulomb. This is the actual definition of 1 coulomb of charge. What is it? अगर आपके पास में दो इक्वल चार्जेस हैं, दोनों को अपन को पता नहीं है क्यों क्यों रख लेते हैं, और उनको हमने वैक्यूम में रख दिया, और उन दोनों के बीच में का डिस्टेंस अगर 1 मीटर कर दिया, तो कूलम्स लॉ के अनुसार ये दोनों जो चार्जेस है दोनों एक दूसरे को रिपेल करेंगे, और जब ये रिपेल करेंगे तो इनमें से जो लगने वाला कूलम्स लॉ के अनुसार जो फोर्स होता है दैट इज इक्वल टू के Q1 Q2 divided by r square, where r is the distance between the charges and Q1 and Q2 are the two charges since they are kept in the vacuum. Vacuum मतलब कुछ नहीं, हवा नहीं है वहां पर. So the value of the K will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and its value is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. So if you have this force as 9 into 10 to the power of 9 newtons, and this is the q square, distance is 1 meter, car square, so that is also 1 meter square, and this value is also equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught ki value. So you know that this also cancel. So what is it? Q square is equal to 1. So Q is equal to, that is also equal to 1. It may be a positive charge or it may be a negative charge. This is actually the unit of the charge, right? So in honor of the great scientist So coulomb, the charge is given a unit of 1 coulomb. Okay, ठीक है. Okay बच्चों, the charge on one electron it is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. अच्छा, पहले की स्लाइड्स में हमने क्या देखा था? हमने प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ द चार्ज देखा था. क्या पढ़ा था उसके अंदर? उसके अंदर पढ़ा था हमने क्वांटाइजेशन ऑफ द चार्जेस. नाउ व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय द क्वांटाइजेशन ऑफ द चार्जेस? वी नो, कम ऑन टेल मी. Q is equal to any भैया. What is Q? बोलो. Q is equal to charge. And what is E? E is the electronic charge ka value. And what is N? N is the number, right? It is the number. It may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever it is, it can be even 0, right? So this is equal to N. Now suppose, take an example that I want to find out number of electrons in 1 coulomb of चार्ज. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? मेरे पास चार्ज है 1 coulomb, तो पता लगाओ कि इसमें कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होंगे. भैया इज द फॉर्मूला n इज इक्वल टू q बाई. अरे q कितना है? बोले 1. और e का चार्ज होता है 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. डाल दो वैल्यू, देखो क्या होता है. तो इसको जब आप कैलकुलेट करते हो, n इज इक्वल टू 0.625 into 10 to the power of 19. अरे 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 बाप रे, n की वैल्यू आ गई 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18. अरे बाप रे, एक कूलम ऑफ चार्ज में देखो कितने सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होते हैं. 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. बहुत है ना? Yes, the number is very large because the size of the electron is very 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 small. Got it now? Yes. Now we'll talk about the unit which is volt. Volt is the unit of potential difference as well as potential. Now हाई वोल्टेज में लिखा रहता है ना, जब भी अपन लोग चाहते हैं हाई वोल्टेज डेंजर 10,000 वोल्ट, नॉट 000 भैया, इट इज 10,000 volts. So what is unit volt? Volt is the unit of measuring the potential difference, right? It is given in honor of the great scientist Volta, who discovered the voltaic cell. And this voltaic cell created a potential difference between 2 point terminals of the cells, and it continuously made the charges to flow from one place to another. Right? Okay. Now we will talk about how this potential difference work. Suppose we have got a cell, any type of the cell which we have here, it will have a positive terminal, it will have a negative terminal. Now, if you talk about the potential difference between the two terminals of the cell, it is equal to V, and because of this potential difference, the currents flow from the positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal if it is a positive charge, right? So the charge will flow from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery if it is a positive charge. And we all know, to move the charge from one place to another, भैया काम करना पड़ेगा. Work is done in moving the charge. तो why? Because मुझे पता है कि चार्ज को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे लेके जाना है तो कोई एक्सटर्नल एजेंसी की एनर्जी को तो यूज करना पड़ेगा. एनर्जी यूज हुई, इसका मतलब वर्क डन हुआ, है ना? तो देयर इज अ formula for this potential difference, and the formula for the potential difference is V, which is equal to W by Q. और W का मतलब क्या होता है? W का मतलब होता है that is the work done. And what about Q? Q is called as the charge, right? The unit of the potential difference is equal to volt, and unit of work done is joule. And if you have to write what is 1 volt, it will be said that 1 joule of work by 1 coulomb. मान लीजिएगा कि आपके पास एक coulomb चार्ज है जिसको आपको एक पॉइंट ए से उठा करके आपको दूसरे पॉइंट बी तक का लेके जाना है, और यहाँ पर मान लीजिएगा कि आपने जो वर्क डन किया और वो है 1 जूल के बराबर, तो आप कह सकते हो कि इन दोनों के बीच में का जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस होगा that is equal to 1 volt. This is the definition of 1 volt, which is the SI unit of potential difference. Okay. 1 volt is the potential difference between 2 points in a current carrying conductor when 1 joule of work is done to move a charge of 1 coulomb to from one point to the another point. So 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per coulomb. Right? Now there are smaller units of potential difference also, which is termed as 1 millivolt. 1 millivolt means 1 by thousand of a volt, and it is also equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 लिख सकते हैं हम लोग. So 1 millivolt is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 volts. ठीक? Okay. हायर यूनिट्स भी तो होते हैं. तो क्या होता है 1 kilovolt? 1 kilovolt is 10 to the power of 3 volts, and there is something called as 1 million volt. And what is 1 million volts? 1 million volts is 10 to the power of 6 volt. Okay. Let's now define about ampere. Ampere is the unit of current, the SI unit of current. Ampere is the unit for measuring the electric current. It is given in the honor of Sir Andre Marie Ampere. He did a lot of work in measuring the current. So, what is 1 ampere of current? Let us take a battery again, and the current flows through it. If Q is the electric charge which is flowing in the circuit in time t, then the amount of the current which flows per unit time, that is called as the electric current. If I is the current and Q is the amount of the charge which is flowing in the conductor or in the circuit, and in the time t, then current is equal to charge upon time. So, electric current is equal to electrical charge divided by time. Ampere is equal to coulomb divided by seconds, because ampere is a unit of electric current and coulomb is the unit of electrical charge. Time ka hota hai second. So, if you want to write 1 ampere, 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb divided by 1 second. Right? Okay. So, 1 ampere is constituted by the flow of 1 coulomb of charge in 1 second through the cross section of the wire. This is the actual definition of 1 ampere. But if you actually want to define it along according to the SI unit, this is not the definition. There you have to go and study in the chapter called as the magnetism, the actual SI unit of the current according to the SI unit. Okay, this is just a definition. अपन को सिर्फ ये बताता है कि भैया 1 एम्पियर करंट का एक मतलब साधारण मतलब क्या है कि 1 कूलम चार्ज को फ्लो होना चाहिए इन 1 सेकेंड थ्रू द क्रॉस सेक्शन ऑफ द वायर. राइट? Okay, there are smaller units again in this case also. 1 milliampere, it is 1 by thousands of an ampere. So that is equal to 10 to the 1 divided by 10 to the power of 3. So it is 10 to the power of minus 3 amperes, right? Okay, so let's match the following. फटाफट बताएंगे आप. इलेक्ट्रिक करंट और कुछ साइंटिस्ट के नाम लिखे हुए हैं और इन्हीं के नाम से यूनिट्स बने हुए हैं. फटाफट मैच कीजिएगा. इलेक्ट्रिक करंट क्या होता है? चलो बताओ आंसर. यस, इलेक्ट्रिक करंट एम्पियर. इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज का क्या होता है भैया? कूलम. पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस का क्या होता है? वोल्ट. और जूल किसका होता है? जूल इज द यूनिट ऑफ एनर्जी एंड वर्क डन. यस, दैट इज लेफ्ट अलोन. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Let's do the numerical questions now. And we will be doing the simple, easy questions now. So it will be based on the formula. Say Q is equal to IT, charge is equal to current multiplied by time, work done is equal to potential difference multiplied by the charge, and Q is equal to any, that is the quantization principle पर formulas लगा करके फटाफट क्वेश्चन करते हैं. तो चलिए आइए, पहला क्वेश्चन हमारा क्या आता है. A current of 0.5 amperes is drawn by a filament of an electrical bulb for how many minutes? 10 minutes. Find the amount of the electrical charge that flows through the circuit. में क्या दिया हुआ है? 0.5 amperes करंट दिया हुआ है. टाइम कितना है? बोले 10 मिनट्स. 10 मिनट्स थोड़ा ना चलेगा. Minutes is not the SI units of the current. So convert it first. So we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 10 minutes is equal to how much? That is 600 seconds. Okay. What are you supposed to calculate? You are supposed to calculate the charge. And we know by the formula, charge is equal to how much? It is equal to current multiplied by time. So current here, it is equal to 0.5 amperes, and time, that is equal to 600 seconds. Multiply this both, you will be getting 300 coulombs. So the charge which is flowing through the filament in 10 minutes, that is equal to 300 coulomb, which is the answer. Done. Please note it down. Stop your video and note it down. Next question we have here is how much work is done in moving a charge of magnitude 2 coulomb from a point of 118 volts to a point at 128 volts. क्या क्या दिया हुआ है गिवन में भैया? चार्ज कितना चार्ज है बोलो? 2 coulombs का चार्ज है. ओके, पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस कितना दिया हुआ है? पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस देखो, हमारे पास में दो पॉइंट्स है, पॉइंट्स ए है और पॉइंट नंबर बी है. तो पॉइंट ए का जो वैल्यू है दैट इज 118 वोल्ट्स और इसका है 128 वोल्ट. सो व्हाट इज द potential difference? We know it is 128 minus 118, that is equal to 10 volts. Okay, so 10 volts is the potential difference. Okay, now what are we supposed to find out? We are supposed to find out the work done W. We know what is the formula. Chalo bolo. It is equal to charge multiplied by the potential difference. Okay, so what is the charge we have got? It is equal to 2 coulombs and the potential difference is equal to 20 volts. So if you multiply these two, 2 into 10, that is equal to 20. But what is the unit of the work? That is equal to joules. So we know that 20 joules of work is done. 20 joules of work is done in moving the charge of 2 coulomb from point A to the point B. Done. Calculate the number of electrons in 1 coulomb of charge. Show that 1 ampere is equivalent to the flow of 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 elementary charges. So for this, what is given? Chalo bhaiya, charge on electron is E. Yes, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Okay, what is the charge? 1 coulomb. What are you supposed to find out? The number of electrons, right? How to find it out? We know by the quantization principle that Q is equal to Ne या फिर N is equal to Q divided by E, and I know this Q is equal to 1 and the charge on the electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Calculate this. This becomes 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18. भैया already पहले भी कर चुके हैं. 1 coulomb of electrons means how many electrons are there? 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons. बहुत ही बड़ा सा नंबर होता है. And this is your answer. How much work is done in moving a charge of magnitude 2 coulomb across 2 points having a potential difference of 12 volts? Okay, now we have got 2 points A and B, and the potential difference between these 2 points is given as 12 volts. Okay, what next other things are given? Given is charge, 2 coulombs, potential difference. As we have already seen, it is equal to 12 volts. What are we supposed to find out? To bole work done. वर्क डन का फॉर्मूला बोलिए. दैट इज इक्वल टू चार्ज इनटू पोटेंशियल. वी नो चार्ज इज 2 coulombs and the potential difference is that is 12 volts. So when you multiply these two, you will be getting 24 and the unit of work is joule. So what is the answer? 24 joules. So if a charge of 2 coulomb is moved from A to B and some work has to be done. And how much is the work done? The work done is equal to 24 joules. ठीक है? How much energy is given to each coulomb of charge passing through 6 volts battery? अरे 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 मजेदार क्वेश्चन, लेकिन सिंपल है. I've got a battery. बैटरी में होता है इलेक्ट्रोलाइट और इस इलेक्ट्रोलाइट के साथ में मेरे पास दो टर्मिनल्स होते हैं. दो टर्मिनल्स, एक होता है मेरा पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल, दूसरा होता है नेगेटिव टर्मिनल. भैया आपको ऑलरेडी पता है. क्या पता है? मैडम मैडम बताइए. चार्जेस जो करंट होता है ना, वो हमेशा पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल से एक्सटर्नल सर्किट में जाएगा, तो पॉजिटिव से नेगेटिव में जाएगा, अपने आप जाएगा. लेकिन जब वो बैटरी के अंदर जाएगा ना बेटा, तो इट विल हैव टू ट्रैवल फ्रॉम अ लोअर पोटेंशियल टू द हायर पोटेंशियल. तो इसमें आपको काम करना पड़ेगा, लेके जाना पड़ेगा. तो कितने में लेके जाना पड़ेगा? तो दोनों टर्मिनल्स के बीच में क्या क्या दिया हुआ है? गिवन में है चार्ज हमको लेके जाना है कितना? 1 कूलम. ईच कूलम बोल रहा है. और कितना पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है दोनों बैटरी के टर्मिनल्स के बीच में? 6 वोल्ट्स. तो वर्क डन कितना होगा? वर्क डन, एनर्जी निकालने बोल रहा है, तो एनर्जी क्या होता है? दैट इज इक्वल टू वर्क डन ना बेटा. तो वर्क डन का फॉर्मूला तो बताओ. तो वर्क डन का जो फॉर्मूला होता है, that is potential into charge. Okay, what is the potential out here? That is equal to 6 volt. चार्ज कितना दिया हुआ है? तो 1 कूलम. तो कितनी एनर्जी लग जाएगी? तो लगेगी बेटा 6 जूल. So this is your answer. Got this? Yes. नोट करो, जरूरी है नोट करना. Okay, very good. How many electrons are flowing per second past a circuit where there is a current of 5 amperes? क्या कहा है आपको? करंट दिया है 5 एम्पियर्स, टाइम लगा है 1 सेकेंड. कितने चार्जेस जाएंगे? चार्ज ऑन इलेक्ट्रॉन का पता होना जरूरी होता है. 1.6 into 10 to the power of 19 नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स निकालना है और हमें लगानी है फॉर्मूला Q इज इक्वल टू IT. तो Q कितना मिला? एनी ना बाबा. Q इज इक्वल टू IT भी होता है, Q इज इक्वल टू एनी भी होता है. क्यों ना हम इन दोनों को इक्वेट कर दें. तो इक्वेट जब कर दिया तो I है हमारे पास और T भी है, N भी है. N को निकालना है और E भी पता है. सो N इज इक्वल टू IT बाई E. तो लगा दो वैल्यू. 5 into 1 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. So when this is value is calculated, it is 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18. इतने सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एक सेकेंड में आपके घर का वायर से होते हुए फ्लो होके चला जाएगा. पता है ना आपको? आपके घर में जो वायर है ना, जो आपके घर में लाइट में, फैन में सब लगा हुआ है, तो उसमें कितना करंट फ्लो होता है? तो बेटा उसके अंदर में 5 एम्पियर की करंट फ्लो होती है. और आपको पता है 1 सेकेंड यानी पलक झपकाते 1 2, तो कितना सारा उसमें से इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो होके चला जाएगा वायर में से. तो हमको बताना होगा 31.25 into 10 to the power of 18 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो होके जाएगा. बहुत बहुत सारा इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो होके चला जाएगा. गॉट दिस ऑल ऑफ यू? यस. चलो अगला क्वेश्चन पे जाते हैं. इलेक्ट्रिकल हीटर इज कनेक्टेड टू 230 वोल्ट्स. हमारे घर में इलेक्ट्रिकल हीटर होती है और हमारे घर में जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आती है दैट इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली इन द ऑर्डर ऑफ 230 वोल्ट्स. इट इज द एवरेज इज 220 volts and it is an AC current in which the current goes to a peak and then comes to the down. Okay, whatever. It is given voltage which is equal to 230 volts. Okay. Now the current of 8 ampere flows through the heater. कितना current flow हो रहा है? तो 8 amperes flow हो रहा है. Now you are supposed to find out how much charge which is flowing in the circuit in each seconds and how much energy is transferred to the heater in 1 second. So let's calculate what is given. Potential difference 230 volts, current it's 8 ampere, time that is 1 second. You are supposed to find out what charge. What is the formula for the charge? You know charge is equal to I into T. So I it is given as 8 time is equal to 1 second. So the charge is equal to 8 coulomb. Okay. The next thing you are supposed to find out is the energy. What is the formula for energy? Energy is work done, and work done we know that is equal to charge multiplied by the voltage. Okay, what is the potential difference? The potential difference is 230. What is the charge? You just now calculated that it is equal to 8 coulombs. So it is 8 coulombs multiplied by 230 volts. Now calculate the value. So what is the value? चलो चलो आपके जैसे ही मैं भी कैलकुलेट करती हूँ ना. हाँ, आंसर निकालो. यस, गुड. हो गया. वेल, 1840 joules. Done. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग बच्चों. अब जाना है, रीड करना है और सारे एक्सरसाइज जो नीचे दिए हुए हैं ना ऐप में, सबको करना है. गुड. चलो